Hi, everybody. Tonight is Tuesday, December 15th, and we have Kelsi Winter here to speak about like pages, with staying consistent with your like pages and how important it is to have a like page. We will have question and answer at the end, so if you have questions, feel free to ask. And I'm just going to let Kelsi take over and kind of introduce who she is and tell a little bit about herself and just let her go. Are you there, Kelsi? Oh, let's see if we can unmute her quick. Oh, she unmuted. There we go.
Yeah, I unmuted. So, just as a little forewarning, so my team calls are on Sundays and Wednesdays every week, so Tuesday's weird for me, so my fiance's not home. If you see a tiny human barge into my bedroom or interrupt the call, it's my 4-year-old daughter. So I think she's good. She's eating dinner and watching a movie, so she should be cool. But if she's not, I apologize ahead of time. It's not a normal time that I normally have someone here with her. So, hey, I'm so excited to be here. Jen has got me real pumped up, excited, and kind of nervous about this call. But I think it's going to be great, and I'm so happy that you guys are all here tonight. I know she created like a little image that sort of like said stuff about me, but if you haven't seen it yet, well, I've been a coach for about 16 months, and ending 2015 as a 2-star premier coach, and really, really pumped up about that, but bummed because my goal was to be 5-star elite. But hey, we rode the punches here, right, people? Okay. So just reevaluating actually today with my success partner about 2016, trying to game plan for that. But I have a really, really amazing team, as I know you guys probably do as well. Social media, Success Club, recruiting coaches, it's kind of my thing. And so I'm really happy to talk to you guys about everything that I do. And you guys can feel free to pick my brain about everything that I'm going to talk about tonight. I asked Jen ahead of time if you guys were question askers, and she said yes. I never know. I'm like, okay, is it going to be like really awkward if I like kind of breeze through the presentation and then leave time for questions and then nobody has anything to say? Or like, should I try and take up the whole time? So, she said that you guys have questions. I really hope that you do. I do have notes, just because I'm a notes person. I'm like a here's my outline kind of person. So I'm a teacher by trade. I never, when I started coaching, I was in school at UW-Madison in Wisconsin to be a teacher, and then I graduated in May with my degree in education, elementary education, and my minor in English, but I never actually went into teaching because I realized how much I loved coaching before I graduated. So I was working 2 other jobs. I was working at Old Navy, which is retail and pink retail, while I was in school, and I never, ever, ever, ever saw my daughter, ever. There'd be 2 days out of the week that I didn't see her at all, because I'd be gone by the time she woke up in the morning, and I'd be home by the time she was in bed. So it sucked. So what I did was I just made coaching kind of like my thing, and I was like, I'm going to quit those other jobs, right? So right before I graduated, I was able to quit Pink. That's the first job I quit. And then I quit Old Navy. So I made coaching my full-time income before I graduated college, so that I never had to go into teaching. And given I graduated in May, so I would have had the whole summer anyways, but I wanted to be firm in my business before the summer happened and the new year started, for school at least. As a teacher, years are a little different than other people's years. So I never have actually been a classroom teacher. So I've just been a coach so far, but that is what I am by trade. Some people like to know that. So, all right. So as far as tonight goes, these are the kind of main sections that I'm going to go over tonight. The first section I'm going to talk about is why you should move to your like page. Obviously, I'm really passionate about that. So that's the first thing I'm going to go over tonight if you're a note taker. The second thing that I'm going to go over is social media consistency, which is like my big, it's my thing that I'm like, you have to have this, right? Social media consistency. And that's probably the longest portion of the call that I'm going to talk about tonight. The next thing after that is going to be staying positive in the struggles of social media. And let me tell you, they're struggles. No matter who you are or what point you are at in your business, you're going to struggle. So I'm going to talk about that because that has been the biggest, mindset transformation for me. And then the last thing is I'm just going to talk a little bit about the perks of a like page because this is what people tend to ask me about the most. So let's see. The first thing, the biggest thing that I can tell you guys as a piece of advice, and this is probably the scariest thing that you hear, or if you've not heard this before in the past that you're going to hear, you have to divorce your personal page. You have to. There's a lot of reasons why you have to divorce your personal page. And one of the main reasons is, if we're speaking technically here, it's illegal. Facebook legal to promote your business on your personal page. And that's scary. I mean, for me, I'm somebody who's like, I would never, ever, ever take the risk of getting my personal page banned or deleted because I was not following the rules. And Facebook doesn't really care what you think. They do. And you can dispute things, but when it comes to banning your personal page because you're doing business on your personal page, they don't care. They really don't. I've seen it happen to so many people, and it's scary, and I am somebody who thinks better safe than sorry. So technically, it's illegal. The biggest thing that I hear people say to me is like, but there's so much engagement. I actually heard at my mastermind call this morning, but there's so much engagement on my personal page. Well, of course it is. How long have you had your personal page? How long have you been posting on your personal page? How often do you post on your personal page? Of course it's going to have more engagement. That's just one of the reasons. You've had it for longer. You've been posting on it for longer. The people on it know you personally. So of course it's going to have more engagement. But that doesn't mean that it's better than having a like page for your business. You should have both. But for your business, your like page is what you need to be transitioning towards. So, for example, maybe you don't know this, maybe you do, but you can only have a certain amount of friends on your personal page. And say I have the 5,000 friends I'm allowed to have on my personal page. That's the 5,000 people who are seeing my posts. And given there's a little bit of an overlay, so maybe I tag Jen in a post, so you guys are going to see it because I tagged her in it. But it's way, way less of a reach compared to if I was to post something on my like page, not even have to tag anyone in it. People could be tagging their friends who don't even like my page in that post on my like page, and the reach is insane. I can get 8,000 to 10,000 people reached on my like page, and I don't even have 2,000 people that like my page. I'm nearing 12,000. I don't even have 12,000 people that reach my page, but so thousands of people are seeing this post, and a lot of them don't like my page. And how do I know that? Because I have my assistant go through every time I make a post, and she invites everyone who hasn't liked my page that's liked my post to like my page. So people are seeing my stuff, and so I'm getting them as like on my page there. It's really unlimited. Say I have 12,000 people that like my posts. You've seen those viral posts on Facebook. You could have 2 million people that like your post because it just goes crazy if you're using a like page. Quick, not even slowly, quickly. And you're not having to add strangers to your personal page as well. So you kind of get the distinction between the two. One of the biggest things that I would say is that it gives you feedback that your personal page does not give you. It gives you real statistics so you can see what is working and what isn't working. You don't have to leave it up to guesswork. If you post something in your personal page and 5 people like it and you're like, what the hell? I thought that was a really good post. Why did nobody like it? You have no idea why or who. You have no statistics to base it off of. If you post something on your like page, you can literally go in there and say, these are the people that liked it. These are the people that commented on it. These are the people that I can specifically target based on them liking my page. It's way more targeted, and it gives you so much information. And I'm going to go into this a little bit more in the next section, but you would be silly not to use that information to your advantage and go into some of the other things that I'm going to talk about in a second. So that's sort of why you should move to your like page. Obviously, you feel really passionately about it. It's something I didn't know anything about. I just kind of like did it when I started as a coach, but now I'm realizing the value of it. And I know a lot of people are really scared to do it. So here I am to talk to you about it and answer your questions. All right, so the next section is going to be social media consistency, which, like I said, I think it's one of the biggest things that you need to focus on in your business for so many reasons, not even just for income, success club, rank, recruiting. Everything can be covered under this if you're just consistent. So something I learned at Platinum Edge in Texas a couple weeks, or maybe it was even a month ago. I can't even remember when it was, but you need to pick 1 to 2 platforms that you're going to use and do those. Do not try and do more than that. Pick Facebook, pick Instagram, pick blogging or Pinterest or whatever it is for you. But I suggest that one of your main platforms is Facebook or Instagram, and then you have a supplemental platform if you're going to take on a second one. I personally cannot take on a second one. I've tried doing Instagram, I've tried doing blogging and websites, and for me it's just not right now, but some people are so different than that. So whatever feels comfortable for you and whatever you can manage, do that, but don't take on more than 1 or 2. You have to master the 1 or 2 that you take on. Okay, so social media consistency. First big point here is posting on social media. So I say post 4 to 7 times a day. I know that Beachbody says 3 to 5 times a day. I personally don't think that it's enough. I think that if you're posting on your like page and you're trying to get people to interact on your page, it's hard when you first start. You need to be posting multiple times a day. And I'll get into more on how to get the organic reach, but 4 to 7 times a day. 4 would be like bare minimum. Like you can't post more than that, which can't is like a really word for me, because I'm like, okay, like I technically can't post 4 times a day some days, but if I were to just stay up an extra 30 minutes before I went to bed and scheduled some of the posts around the times that I knew I wouldn't be able to post the next day, I could post more than 4 times a day. But it's just me holding myself back, saying I can't post more than 4 times a day. So 4 to 7 times a day. I post, just so you guys know, I post at 8 a.m., 10, noon, 2, 4, 6, and 8 most days. Some days I post later than that, but not often. And the way I found that out was looking at my audience insights on my like page. Again, they give you insights that tell you all about your audience and where you should be targeting and when you should be posting. So you can see literally how old your audience is that's following your page, how old the people are who like your post, when your audience is online. So I went through and I looked at my audience insights and I said, okay, well, this is when my peak time is at. And here's my 7 times a day that I'm going to be posting. And I just spread it out every 2 hours. Sometimes I post every 3 hours, depending on the day or like what's happening. But I base that off of what Facebook told me. I didn't just guess when I should post every single day. Because some people on my team post at 5 a.m. My audience is not online at 5 a.m. Why would I wake myself up at 5 a.m. to post if my audience is not on at 5 a.m.? So it just, is something to think about. You should definitely be looking at that on your like page. Again, for posting consistency, you should be posting quality content that adds value as much as possible. So I don't mean that, and so I have a little side note here, but adding personality that is true to your brand. So I think that sometimes people think that it needs to be a consistent flow of like informational fitness tips or recipes or workouts or everything like that, just because what we do has to relate to fitness, which isn't true. Actually, I've found that the more you talk about yourself and your journey and whatever you're experiencing personally, the better it is for your business. Because unless you're branding yourself on being a fitness guru and a fitness person, me personally, that's not me. I'm not a fitness guru. I'm not a fitness person. So I'm not going to try and pretend like I am, because my people aren't going to relate to that. And that's what's important. So don't try and be somebody that you're not, which is scary to people, because they're like, well, if I don't talk about all this wide range of things, then how am I going to reach enough people? Well, you're not ever going to reach the people you want to reach, which is so important when you're talking about growing your team and advancing in rank and building your business. You don't want to just take anybody on your team, which is what you'll be doing if you're speaking to a vague audience. You need to be speaking to your avatar, basically. And it is scary, but after time, it pays off, and you'll start to see amazing things happen in your business. Something really important that ties into that is that you always have to remember that you're selling yourself. You need to be selling to internal problems, not external problems. When I heard this, I was like, okay, why was I doing all the things that I was doing before in the past? You need to be selling to internal problems. And what does that mean? Well, we all know other companies who sell the external problems, right? You got a problem. You are overweight. You have stretch marks. You're depressed. You're whatever. Whatever is wrong with you, somebody has something that they're going to offer you. I mean, it's 2015. How many MLMs are there in this world? So many. I mean, you have wrinkles under your eyeballs, right? you have weight that you're carrying that you don't want to. You have stretch marks, whatever. Somebody is going to be able to sell to you, to your external problem. They don't really care about what's going on inside of you, but they have something to offer you that's going to fix it, right? We've all seen it. I get the messages a lot. That is not going to take you far in Beachbody in this business. It won't. Some people get far in this business by selling to the external problems, but you are going to go so much farther in this business if you're somebody who sells to internal problems. So I was overweight and I was unhappy before I found Beachbody 21 Day Fix and Shakeology, right? But I will tell you that my coach wasn't like, hey, you're overweight and you need to lose weight. I have something that's going to help you. She messaged me in a very polite, kind way and let me know that what she was doing what I should be doing and why. And little did I know that it was going to not only change me physically, but it was going to change me mentally. And really, what I tell everybody, I'm really honest about this, is that my physical transformation is not even anywhere close to what my mental transformation has been. So I had no idea that the Shakeology that I bought as a sample and that my 21 Day Fix Challenge Pack was going to completely change my mindset about life in general, open me up to being loved. I got engaged in the process of all of this. I connected with somebody who in the past hated me, the father of my child. You guys have no idea what it can do for your business to sell to internal problems. What is the person that you're talking to struggling with, and how can you fix that beyond the product that we have to offer them? That's huge. I'm so passionate about that. So always mix it up, and this is the last thing about posting. Always mix it up and try new things. Don't try and guess what people are going to like, and don't try and guess what people are going to connect with. Try everything and always mix it up. Every month I have a new game plan. I start fresh every month with my ads, with my posting, with the way that I'm saying things on my page. Even daily, I switch things up. Like every other day, I switch things up about what I'm posting about. And it's so important because you're never, ever, ever going to know what people want if you don't try it. So you have to be mixing things up. I think people get really fixed mindsets on what's going to work for them. They're like, oh, I just spent so much time in making that picture. Like, why don't people like it? Or like, oh, I spent so much time typing that ad. Like, why don't people like it? It's like you have to, and I'm going to talk about this later too, but you have to remove all emotion from this. You just have to test until you find what works for you. So, the next thing is about replying, which is really like it's gold. And people overlook it, and I see it because people, when I comment on their stuff, they just like it, right? And sometimes I do just like when people comment on my stuff, but you have to try and reply to all comments on stuff that people are commenting on. And obviously I'm focusing this more on your like page. So the more you comment back to things that people comment on your like page, the more you're going to be building relationships, the more that you're going to be boosting the engagement. So the more people that are going to be seeing your stuff. And I just have a little note here that even if it's a fellow coach, I mean, people are like, well, only coaches like or comment on my stuff. And I'm like, well, lots of my coaches comment and like on my stuff, but that does not mean that people who are not my coaches or my challengers are not commenting on it. Like, you can see that reach on your like page, right? So maybe I have 50 likes on something, but I have a 2,000 reach, okay? So people are seeing that. People are seeing that. So you need to be consistently commenting back to people who are commenting on your things. And my little tip for you here is that you should try and reply to the initial comment with something that's going to continue the conversation past that initial comment. So generally I ask a question. And if it's a comment that doesn't, it doesn't lend itself to another comment, obviously don't force it. But more times than less, I can think of something to say back to somebody that's going to push that conversation to the next step beyond what they initially commented. So think about that next time that you reply to somebody's comment on your like page post. So this next part is a little bit of a longer section because this is what is, I think, really valuable and something that people tend to really like. It's how to get organic engagement on your like page, right? So this is not advertising. This is not doing anything that you have to pay for. This is just getting organic engagement on your like page. So a couple of tips and things that work. So I'm going to kind of just boom, boom, boom down on these things. So the first thing for organic engagement would be to, after you make a post on your page, you personally like it immediately. You post it and you like it. And then you can go in and you can like it as your personal page as well. So you see a little drop down menu and it will show like your little picture there. And so after you like it, then you like it as your personal page as well. And so then you get 2 likes on your post right away. The more likes, comments, shares that your post gets right away, the more Facebook is going to boost it into your news feeds. And so if you have something that's really important, like a recruiting post or a challenge group post or anything like that, you should be copying and pasting the link to your like page and saying, hey team, like, can you please go like this or comment on it? We say give it some love. Can you go give this post some love? Like, I'm trying to do X, Y, and Z. And then people like and comment on it. And that's going to boost it to so many more people. And maybe people don't like or comment on it, but they're seeing it. And that's when you get those message. I've been following you for so long and yada, yada. People follow you without saying. They're like ghosts on your page. They follow you without saying anything. And you can't keep up on the likes on your page all the time. I mean, it would be exhausting. Like, if you were trying to keep up with everybody who liked every post on your page, it would be exhausting. So you just have to have faith in the fact that people are consistently liking your pages when those likes on your page are going up over time. You should be posting. Also, side note, you should be at those important posts. Like, I do like recruiting posts or challenge group posts. I always tag myself and my fiance, our personal pages, in those posts as well. And that always helps. Facebook is moving away from letting us do that, but it's still a thing. We can still do it. So do it as much as you can. The next thing is going to be for organic engagement is going to be posting videos. Facebook is competing with YouTube. If you did not know that as well, they bought Instagram, and so they own Instagram now, which is why if you're advertising on Facebook, you can advertise to Instagram straight from the Power Editor on Facebook, but so they bought Instagram, so they're not competing with Instagram anymore, because before, if you shared something from Instagram, they wouldn't boost it out, they wouldn't push it out to as many people because it was Instagram and they were competing. But now they're competing with YouTube. And obviously YouTube is solely video based. So they lend themselves really well to video. Anything that you can do that is a video, sharing a video, posting an organic video, doing a workout video, whatever it is, they're going to like that more than a regular post. And that's not to say you have to post all videos, but it's just to say to boost the engagement a little bit on your page, be posting videos. So I suggest to get really comfortable with posting on, editing videos on iMovie. That's if you have any sort of Mac product, or Video Shop. That's another one that people really tend to like for like the really easy, you can find on YouTube videos how to work both of those applications. Which is, by the way, how I found out how to, use PicMonkey, and how I found out to use iMovie and Video Shop, all on YouTube. So anything that you want to know about is likely on YouTube. But, Video Shop and iMovie are really popular ones you use to make videos. In relation to that, the music, you can only use royalty-free music in your videos. And so there's two options. Like, I know for sure, 100%, iMovie has royalty-free music that you can use. Otherwise, you can just Google royalty-free music, and it will give you music that you can download and upload to your videos. I had a little note here. Don't play games with this. I was banned from Facebook for 2 weeks for posting a video with copyrighted music on my Facebook, and I kept trying to re-upload it because I was like, what? I gave credit to the person when I made the video. Like, why is it not uploading it? And they banned me for 2 weeks from uploading to Facebook. And now that Facebook is cracking down and actually deleting profiles and deleting personal profiles and business profiles, I just say don't mess with it. Do not use royalty-free music when you're doing music on videos. This next piece is so key in the training that I'm a part of. This has been something that I've told people, and it has really, really helped their pages. So team up with 3 to 5 people on your team and set up notifications or create an interest group. So I guess I didn't say this before I started talking, but if you guys have questions along the way, please type them in the chat. I'll answer them at the end. But if you have questions along the way, please type them in the chat. If I mentioned something that you have no idea what I'm talking about, type it in and I'll answer it at the end. But setting up notifications and creating interest groups on your Facebook for people who are on your team or prospects or whatever. For organic engagement, this is really directed towards people who are on your team, really, like your coaches or people in your upline or your success partner or anything like that. But yeah, that's been huge in boosting engagement, because then I post something and then the 5 people who I have set up notifications for, they just got notified that I posted something, and now 7 people just liked my post the second I posted it. So huge. The next thing is tagging your personal page in your posts. So you can, as of now, tag your personal page in your page post. And that's the same thing if you're doing recognition and you want to tag all your coaches in a post. It's the same exact thing. But tagging, I only tag my important posts. So my challenge group posts or my recruiting posts or anything like that. That's what I'm tagging myself in. I'm not tagging myself in anything whatever. I'm making sure it's an important post and it's valuable, that I want people on my personal page that I think may have not liked my page to see it, but it's just to get more engagement on it. The next thing is teaser posts. So you post something on your personal page and you're like, oh, hey, want to find out, we have a holiday party coming up, so want to find out what I'm wearing to my holiday party? Head over to my page and help me vote on which dress I should wear. And, people are linking to their page, and then when people get to the page, they're helping them vote on what dress they should wear. Or, this could go for anything. That's just one example, but teaser posts on your personal page that are linking to your page. let's see. So this next one is controversial, but hey, it's what it's about. So post controversial things on your like page, and this isn't like things that are going to make people like fight it out on your page. It's just like, I'm a mom, so I post things about mom. So I post things, say for instance, I posted the other day about napping and when people stop their kids from napping. I also post about like picky eaters and foods. I'm a mom, so this is really mom driven. I'm really sorry, but some people post things about organic food versus regular food, or cleaning supplies, or working out in the gym versus working out at home. Like anything that you can think of that might be a little bit controversial, it's going to get people fired up. Like once I posted about like what TV show I should watch next on Netflix, and my God, you guys, it was insane the amount of engagement, right? And now all those people, they commented on it and I liked their stuff, and now they're seeing my stuff more because they commented on that post, I liked it, and commented back on it. Now they're seeing my stuff more. So don't be afraid if you think it's outside of health and fitness to post about it, because it's going to help the engagement. And don't be afraid to get a little controversial, unless that scares you. Then don't do it, because some people might say crazy things. So that also ties into asking opinions and questions. So we're really big on our team at least once a week posting like an A or B thing. So one thing I posted about was digital planners or paper planners. And some people have been posting about, I posted about like where you put your eggshells after you make eggs. Because I'm like really serious. I'm like, why is my fiance posting like putting all the eggshells back in the carton? Like, that's fucking weird. Like, why are you doing that? So, just things that people want to put their opinion into, you should be posting about, because you know what? People like to give you their opinion. They're going to tell you their opinion. So anything that you can do like an A or B, or like a question and answer, like kind of thing, it's always going to boost engagement. I would suggest doing that at least once a week. Videos 3 times a week. A and B question and answer types things 1 time a week at least. Another thing is, I know Jen had told me that she did this, and it's doing the I've moved banner. So changing your personal page. I've moved. I had like an uproar of panic when I posted it, because everyone on my personal page was like, you're moving? Where'd you move? Oh my God, where are you moving? And I was like, settle down. Easy, killers. Read the post. Which is really common. I'm sure you guys run into that too. Like, they don't actually read it, they just see the picture. But it's just like, yeah, see, it's shock factor. It's like, I've moved. Kelsey's moving? Where's she moving? They want to know, and then you're like, read the post. And they're like, oh, you're moving over to that other page. And then they like go and like it. It's like settling the calm. But it's shocking. So do an I've moved post and make it your banner, I would suggest, on your cover photo on your personal page. Okay, so that's what I have as far as organic engagement and how to get people over to your like page and interacting on your like page. The next thing is staying positive in the struggles on social media. So, social media is mean. Facebook is mean. They're hot and cold. And sometimes I'm like, oh my God, I just want to throw my laptop at the wall. And sometimes I'm like, yes, I love you. Like, it's just sort of like bipolar. And you have to accept that. You really, really do. So my first point is, this ish ain't easy. It ain't easy. It's not going to be easy. It never is. So you have to clear your mind of the fact that anybody has it easy. I don't care if it's me or anybody who's a top 10, 15-star diamond coach. It is not easy. Trust me, it's not easy. So once you clear your mind of that, I think you sort of just make peace, make peace with the fact that social media is going to give you a hard time, and they're always changing and updating things. And you just kind of got to roll with the punches. You really do. You really do. So it's going to be hard. It's probably going to be hard from day one. You're probably going to run into little hiccups and bumps, and you're probably going to be like, what the heck? So-and-so did this, and it's not working for me. And that's the worst thing that you could possibly do, is compare yourself to other people. You just have to keep trying and testing new things for you. You cannot get discouraged. And so that's my next point. Getting discouraged is the worst thing that you can do. The worst. You guys are coaches and you know that. The second you get discouraged in your business, maybe you're not hitting Success Club or you're not recruiting coaches. It's the worst thing that you could do because it's going to spiral not only to you and your business, but to your coaches and your downline coaches. You have to stay positive. You have to remove all emotion when it comes to doing things on social media because you have no control, to be completely honest. Facebook, Instagram, whatever you're using as a social media platform, they have control of what's going on. And you can either roll with the punches or you can try and fight against it. And I'll tell you, fighting against it is not going to get you anywhere. You have to follow the professionals, the people who know what they're talking about, and do things that you might not think are going to work. So when I first started trying out all these things in my business, I was like, I tell this to people openly, so I hope you guys aren't offended by this, but I'm not really into fitness. I'm not. Like, it was amazing for me to have a physical transformation when I first started this business. But like I said in the very beginning of this call, the mental transformation was what sold me on this. So I'm not going to target people who are super into fitness. I'm really not, right? Like, that's what I told myself. I'm like, well, I'm not going to target the fitness buffs. Like, they're not going to be interested in my story. But one day I was like, hey, like, chill yourself out, Kels. Like, let's just do this. So I targeted all fitness things in my ads, and I signed up the most coaches I've ever signed up in 2 months by targeting fitness people with my story that had almost zero to do with fitness. So boy, am I glad that I tried it out, right? You know, like, you can't guess what's going to work. You have to test it and try it. And so once you realize that, once you remove the emotion and you don't like marry an image, I always talk about that, like, do not marry an image. You cannot be married to the fact that you made an image. I used to spend hours on making pictures and I'd be like, what the hell? Like, why did they not like that? Like, that was so perfect. Like, I look really good. My hair was curled and like this little gold thing is like looking real good. Like, why don't they like it? And then I was like, wow, I'm really just working myself over absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. I'll just make a new image. So I started like cranking out images quicker and quicker, and that is when my business started to explode. Then that sort of leads me into a little bit about ads. Obviously, like I said, I've sort of been bringing up here and there. So the perks of having a like page. So there's a thing called split testing where you can say I pick an audience. So say I'm targeting stay-at-home moms. That's my audience. You always want to keep it like science a little bit. I'm not a science person, but it's kind of like that where you always have to keep one variable the same, one or two variables the same. So say I'm targeting stay-at-home moms. I'm targeting stay-at-home moms. That's my audience. But I'm going to have 4 different pictures that I'm using from different ads, 4 different pictures. And then I'm using the same copy. Copy is just the text that you're using in a post, so whatever you're using for a recruiting post. And then I send those out into my stay-at-home moms. And then after a day or two, I say, okay, this one post is getting way better price per engagement, so I'm going to cancel the other 3 and keep this one running. That's split testing on a very basic level. So you can really say, like, what are people liking about what I'm posting? So then once you find that image, now I have that one image that was winning, my great image that works. Now I can test 4 different copies. And copy is, again, the text that you're using. So now I have that image that I know people like. Now I test 4 different copies. And then maybe beyond that, I test that same copy from the original post and 4 different images. So that's what split testing is trying to figure out what you're going to get the most engagement and the most return on investment And it's a little bit of a process, and that's where this being patient and trying new things and not getting discouraged really comes in. Targeting your avatar, you can get so specific, especially when you look at what Facebook has just recently done. It happened about a week ago. Actually, last week we did in our training, we did a webinar about this. You can get so specific. You can include or exclude so many things. Income, race, spending habits. If you have an above average spending habit, you can target that. It's bizarre how much that you can target on Facebook. And so you could write an ad so specific. So a really good example is to nurses, right? So I'm not a nurse, but you could write an ad really specific to nurses and have an image that you think would really capture a nurse's eye. And then you could target it to nurses who have above average spending habits, who are all female, who are all whatever race you choose. And that is who it's going to specifically. It's so bizarre. And that's when you get people who join your team that are just like you. So when I did my finding your avatar call on my team call, I had one of my coaches message me after, and she's like, okay, that's a little scary because everything that you just said. So I go through, and I can show you this too, just like briefly at the end if there's time, but I go through how to create your avatar and the 2 steps in creating your avatar. And she was like, that's scary. She's like, clearly this stuff works because you're me and I'm you. And I'm like, yeah, that's why when you applied to be a coach on my team, I was so gung-ho about you joining, because when you target your avatar, you might feel like you're excluding people, but you're excluding the people that you don't want on your team. You want the people who are like you. You have to exclude people. So anyways, that's about targeting. So, and that sort of ties into this whole thing about dark posts. So people are like, don't know what dark posts are, or basically it's an unpublished post. So it's nothing that I posted on my like page, but it's showing up on people's news feeds as sponsored, as something that I posted on my page. So it's, maybe I make a recruiting ad and I post it on my personal page, or on my like page. I can use that same thing and make it into an ad. But I can also go into Power Editor and make 10 more recruiting ads, and they're never going to show up on my page. So people aren't going to see 10 recruiting ads back to back on my page, but they're going to see all the different recruiting ads. So maybe I'm targeting nurses, and I'm targeting teachers, and I'm targeting outdoor people, and I'm targeting moms and all that stuff. They're not showing up on my page, but they're showing up in the people's news feeds who I'm targeting. So that's a dark post, and that's where the money is. That is where you're going to get your coaches, and that is where the top coaches are getting their people to join their team at such a rapid pace, solidifying that that market that they want to speak to, and doing those sponsored posts, which is probably what you guys see in your news feeds, not even knowing what it is. People confuse that with boosting posts, which I told Jen, don't ever say the B word in front of me. Don't you dare. Don't you ever dare boost a post. No. The next thing is events. So events are huge. So I was on a call with Sydney Maurer. I don't know if any of you guys know her, this morning, and she's one of the new Central Region people, and she was saying that a lot of people were struggling. And so I was like, you know what, with Hammer and Chisel, because the company as a whole is not selling as much as they want to with Hammer and Chisel, but our team seems to be really selling a lot of Hammer and Chisel, and I was trying to think about why. And we're really events driven. So we're really driven by making those events before the launch of a program, and even after. It's not too late to post it, even if you haven't done an event yet, because you can sponsor an event and you can target people who you would think would want to be in your Hammer and Chisel group. You can target that through your events. And the benefit of doing it before a launch happens is just because you build up the excitement and engagement before the launch happens. We did it for Size too, and we did it for Hammer and Chisel, but you can invite people from your personal page, and you can promote it to people on your like page. So always make the events through your like page. But it's been so huge. Like, we've had multiple people on day one of the launch of Hammer and Chisel hitting SC6 and 8 and 10 on day 1. So all because of their events, because they post like 3 times a day to the event. Because Carl was posting like 5 days until Hammer and Chisel, 2 days until Hammer and Chisel. Like, you know, he was posting all these beautiful images. You don't have to make anything. You just come up with a little bit of text. And so what I kind of did, because I was a little behind the game for Hammer and Chisel, is I saved those images. I went in PicMonkey and I created an overlay that where he said the days, and I like plopped in my own number of days. So you just have to get, maybe his said 2 days, but I was like behind. So I'm like, okay, 1 day or tomorrow or whatever. You know, like I sort of made it my own. So don't think that the images that people make from corporate can't be edited to make them your own, because most of the time they're really good images. So you can always make those your own. This is the thing that blows people's mind. So this is what blew my mind, and this is what I've been testing out recently. Is you can create an ad for a video on your like page, and not just that, it's that you can create an ad for a video on your like page, and then from the insights that Facebook Power Editor gives you, you can create let's say I do a video and I want to promote my new post about coaching to everybody who watched 75% or more of that video. I want to promote my coaching post to those people. I can target that 75% of people who watched my video that I made for an ad on Facebook about coaching to join my team and link them to do an application. It is so laser targeted. It's really creating filters. And when you get really busy in your business, you can't be messaging every person that likes your page and personally chatting for hours on end, especially if you have another job with people who you know, are liking, commenting on your videos and stuff like that. So it's just a really great way to like eliminate the middleman there. Another great way, another perk is that you can do giveaways. Beachbody does limit you to 1 giveaway a month, so please follow compliance and only do 1 a month. But you can do giveaways, and that's fantastic. I know some people have like stockpiles of Shakeology and everything like that, so you can do a giveaway and you can promote it. And you can promote your post to, again, whatever audience you choose. And people can like your post. They can comment on your post. They can like your page. And then maybe you say, like, when they comment on the post, they say, like, why they deserve your free bag of Shakeology for that month. Because maybe you have a surplus of Shakeology that you want to give away. And then you have all these people. Some people do emails because they have an email list. Like, the opportunities are endless. And again, this is a whole nother part of the training, the whole giveaways thing. And then last thing is, since I know there's only like 10 minutes left in the hour, is the training that I've talked about. I'll definitely give you guys all the info if Jen hasn't given it to you by now. But it is absolutely mind-blowing. It's going to walk you through multiple different modules on how to grow your business. I think anyone who is not a part of this training is absolutely silly, ridiculous. If you want to grow this business and you want to work this business, you 100% have to be a part of a training like this. It has blown up my business. It's helped me grow my income, grow my number of coaches who are hitting Success Club, grow my elite points for the year. Like, it's what got me to hit Premier and advance in rank. And it's just, you can't not invest. And it's still 2015, so it's something that you can write off on your taxes. So yeah. Anyways, so let me dive into these questions here. Okay, so as far as the first question was, Cassandra said, what do you mean about setting up notifications? So if you go to somebody's page on Facebook, I minimized my internet here. Oh, I exited out of Facebook. Sorry, hold on. Okay. So if you go onto Facebook, and you can do it from a personal page or a like page, but if you go on to somebody's page, you can go, so like, Okay. I'm just gonna do this really quick so that you can see whoever asked this question. Okay, so I'm on Jen's page, and you see I'm friends with her. And then if I click on this friends tab, and it says get notifications. If I click on this, it's gonna give me a notification every time that Jen posts something. Okay, so that's why you might want to do that for your personally sponsored coaches. Or the 3 to 5 coaches that you team up with. There's the other thing down here at the bottom of your page where you can go to interests. I don't have a lot of these set up. I just have mostly my personally sponsored coaches because my assistant is working on getting this set up. But you can manage lists. And I have Glitz and Gains, that's my team name, personally sponsored coaches. So everything that my coaches personally post, I can go through here, and I don't do this. Again, this is something I have my assistant do, but she can scroll down through here once a day and like every single person's post that's on my personally sponsored team. And where this becomes beneficial is when we're thinking about prospects, right? People who you sent cold messages to, maybe they didn't reply, or maybe they're thinking about joining your group. You do a December prospects group, and every person that you send a message to, you put them in that group, and then you scroll through there once a day and you like all their posts. I don't know if you guys know how to download your Facebook friends list, but if you do that and you're sending a ton of messages, it's so beneficial to add them all to a little interest group on the side and then go through it once a day and like all their posts, because then you're liking their posts and their stuff is showing up in your newsfeed, and then their stuff is showing up in your newsfeed, and your stuff is showing up in their newsfeed because you're liking it and commenting on it. So it's just getting people to commit more to you and your brand. Okay, so Jen, let me know why you're not able to tag your page. If maybe you're doing it the same way as I am and it's just not working, which could be completely possible because so many people are not being able to do it anymore.
Actually, when I go to go to tag anything, like I post, like today I posted that about my husband and I, like, dating my husband thing. If I click on it to tag anybody, if I start typing in J for Joe, it brings up something else, like other like pages. It does not bring up any of the people that I'm friends with. I can tag on my personal page, but not my like page.
Right, but that's because you have to open the window in a new tab.
I do that.
You want me to show you how to do that?
Could you, please?
Yeah. Let me just show you how to do that really quick, because that's the secret. The secret that is maybe possibly being phased out right now, but I'll show you how to do it really quickly.
Okay.
Okay, let me share my screen. Okay. Can you see my screen?
Yep.
All right. So I'm going to go to my like page. Let's see. I'll tag you in this since I was talking about you in it. All right. So here I am on my like page. I clicked on my like page from the left-hand tab. Here I am, right? I'm talking about how the hell is Jen letting me speak on her team call because I'm so schmo. So, oh, sorry, I just clicked on that. I didn't mean to do that. Sorry, let me exit out of that. All right, so here I am. And I'm on a Mac, so whatever you're on, if you're on a PC or a Mac, right-click. So Mac is different than PC. So you right-click, open link in new tab. Then you go and it's going to open it up in a new tab. And this is where it's different for me now. It didn't ever used to show up like this, but now it is. So if I have a defined tab here and I can type in K, and these are all personal pages. That's my personal page.
Yeah, okay.
All that kind of stuff. So you have to open it in a new tab in order to tag yourself.
I'm excited. Those are the little things that excite me.
It's tricky. And you can also do it from a web browser on your phone, but it's that is starting to phase out even more than the desktop is. So I would suggest right-clicking to tag yourself, and that's how I do recognition as well.
Oh,
like
perfect.
tagging
That's what I
them.
was wondering too, is if I'm moving everything over to my like page, if I'm doing recognition, do I have to go back to my personal page to do all of that? So if I can, oh man, I hope they don't phase that out, because this will make it so nice.
Right? Those jerks. Facebook is a jerk. But
I
for
know.
now, you can do it. You just have to right
Okay.
click, open a new
Okay.
tab. Yeah. So hopefully that will solve that for you. Let me know if it doesn't.
Okay.
And then how do you check the insights? Do you want me to go over that really quick?
Could you really quick, please?
Yes. I'll screen share again really quickly. And then can you see my stuff?
Yep.
Okay, so I'm on my like page, and if I click on insights at the top little banner.
Okay.
Okay, and then you click on posts on the left hand tab, and then right here you see. So if I go to 8 a.m., you can see how many people are engaged on my page at 8. And then you see it just goes up and up and up from 8. And then right here at 8 p.m. is when my audience starts to drop off, which is why I don't post after 8 p.m. most days. Some days I do post because really at 9 p.m. I do have quite a bit of an audience. But 8 or 9 p.m. is pretty much it. I'm losing like 1,000 people when I go into 10 p.m. So really you can look at this and you can say, okay, I have 2,000 people at 5 a.m., I have 3,000 people at 6 a.m., but I have 4,000 at 7, 5,000 at 8 a.m. Okay, you know what? I'm going to go for the 5,000. That's why I start at 8. Sometimes when I do at 7, it's good too. But you can really see here when you should be posting throughout the day. I say post every 2 to 3 hours, but this is where you see it. Your like page, insights, and then posts.
Okay.
So somebody asked, Amanda asked if I share your like page post to your personal page, and that's a big fat negative. Facebook actually hates when you share your own stuff from your like page to your personal page. They count it as a double post. And some people have really good success in doing that, but other people do not. And I with Facebook being so mean and aggro lately, I would just say I would suggest not sharing stuff from your own personal like page to your personal page. It is really, really crucial, and I don't know how I skipped over this in my thing, but to share videos and posts from other pages that are not your own, that you're not an admin of, to your like page. So maybe I'll show you an example of that in a minute. You can see what I mean. Seeing some top coaches that post at both same things on their profile pages and like pages, the exact same post. I have a lot of people on my team who do that. Mostly because eventually, like I said, you cap out at the number of friends you can have on your personal page. So they're probably capped out on friends. And so they're posting the same thing on their personal page or their like page because, maybe some people are going to see it twice. But most of the people aren't going to see it twice. So they want to post the same content to alleviate the stress of having to come up with content from both pages. So I say go for it. I have people who are, just diamond coaches on our team that do that now. They're not maxed out on friends, but they do it now. So I say if you're trying to work both pages and it stresses you out to completely divorce your personal page, post the same thing on both pages. But always use those tips that I said on how to get organic engagement. Amber's with me on the mental transformation. Yes. Oh, so mind-blowing. How do you figure out or create your avatar? So it's not easy. It's really not. And it's kind of hard because you feel like you're excluding a lot of people. So let me just show you really quickly the visuals that I made just because I feel like it's a little bit helpful. There's another whole nother call, and I can get the Dropbox recording to show you guys what I did for this whole call. But I did.
Watch out.
So the first thing I did for my avatar is was the first one? Where's the other one? Here it is. This is the first thing I made. So I created an avatar, and so you always want to find a picture of somebody who implements your avatar, somebody who you think would be somebody that you'd want to join your team or reflects anything that you have for values, right? And so this girl happens to be a celebrity. Her name's Chelsea Huska. She's a teen mom, no shame. But I feel like she's like me. My fiance was like, she's like you. I actually own the outfit that she's wearing on the left, and she's just everything that has to do with me. So I said my avatar, and I named her. I named her her real name because she's an actual person, but sometimes people Google images of people that they think might look like their avatar. You always want to do what sex they are, what age they are, things that they like, things that personal qualities that they have. You really want to think about everything that has to do with somebody that you'd want to be friends with. This should be your best friend, right? Somebody who's you, somebody you want to hang out with, somebody you want to do life with. And this is where people get scared. Because they're like, well, I'm excluding all the, yeah, you are. You're excluding all the people that you don't want to be a part of your team. So then I moved on to the next step, and I did, here's Chelsea again. And then I started talking about Chelsea. She's a mother. She lives a busy life. She's married or in a relationship. She dreams of a life where she can live freely, have coffee dates whenever she wants. She wants to spend more time with her family. She's in debt, and she wants to be more organized. She struggles with depression and anxiety. She's spiritual. She's self-driven. She craves positive feminine connections, exploration, and plans out real vacations she wants to take. She's a visual learner. She enjoys drinking wine and watching TV. Her power look is red lipstick and a furry vest. She shops at H&M, Forever 21, Kate Spade, Victoria's Secret. She loves matching outfits, heels, and purses. She enjoys dressing up, doing fun things with her hair, and she has struggled with friendships in her past. So that is, it's me. But in a visual person that's not me. And so when I make posts on my page, I'm talking about someone who wants to live freely and have coffee dates whenever they want. I talk about someone who loves shopping at Forever 21 H&M. I post about my clothes. I talk about the transformation I've had mentally with depression and anxiety. I talk about having a busy life. I talk about being married when I'm not married yet, but being married. And, these are things that are going to trigger you to figure out what you should be posting about on your page and attracting those people that you want on your page. So again, I'll get that Dropbox recording of the call that I did about that. If you guys have time to watch it, I think it's so valuable. I walk you through a whole process of asking you questions and, really mapping out who your avatar is and then creating those images. And it was really, really, really beneficial to my team. So hopefully I can get that for you guys. Heather says, my mind is blown. I need to learn how to better utilize my insights and such. Yeah, it's prepare to have your mind blown. I just started this in July, and it's been, I can't even tell you, absolutely incredible for my business. So I hope that you can find the same things as well. Let's see. Heather, I don't know what you mean by this, but I can tag. Oh, I can tag. You probably meant to say I can tag on my computer, but not. I don't even pull up my when I try and pull up my like page on my phone, it says page not available. I have no idea why. So just try and do it from your phone. If you're going to, from your computer. If you're going to do it from your computer, I would suggest waiting like 3 to 5 hours after you post it before you tag yourself in it. Sometimes I even tag myself in it, my personal page, the day after, just to get more engagement on it then. How long does it take for a page to grow with followers on average? So Danielle asked, how long does it take for a page to grow with followers on average? It's 100% up to you once you start and you work in the training. It depends how much you are following the organic engagement and getting people who are in your warm market over to your like page, and then how much you are committing to working on your videos and getting people to like your page paid, so ads, how much you're committing to that and doing it correctly. I wish I had the exact stats, but I started in July, and in September I went from almost 2,000 likes in July, and then September I had over 10,000 likes. So it just sort of depends. And they were very targeted likes. People who were signing up as coaches on my team, challenge packs, private messages about how it was changing their lives and how they respected me. So it's really about how closely you're following it and how you're removing your emotion and doing whatever it takes, really, to be honest. And then I likely think that this Gradius home is probably someone's like iPad or computer or something like that. But that is how I did it, on followers and people following my page, and connecting to me was just following the training, getting the likes on my page, doing the sponsored posts, and being real and committing the time. Like, I did put a lot of time into this, like I had late nights, early mornings, and, just time just following it and trial and error. And that's what you have to get in your mindset. Yes, I will definitely send the link on creating the avatar thing. It's so key. I see people trying to skimp out on this, and they wonder why stuff isn't working for them. I was like, because you're trying to talk to everybody. A brand that pleases everybody helps nobody. You need to be specific about your brand. So boosting your post never works, so don't ever do it. If you're going to sponsor a post, you should definitely go into Power Editor and do your advertising through Power Editor, creating campaigns, ad sets, and ads. That's the way you need to be doing it. It's way more targeted. You're wasting your money if you're doing boosted posts. You have no feedback as far as who is interacting in your post. You have really limited amounts of who you can target and what you can target, and you're literally just wasting your money. I talked to Jen about this about a week ago, and it was really eye-opening for her, and so I'm so excited for her to see about that. I'll tell you guys about the training. I'll link you to it. He's opening an early bird training on the 26th. So the early bird training, I'll just tell you guys about it now. It's for people who have heard about the training, like maybe you've heard about it from me or somebody else in the company, and you want to do it. It's about $200, and you're going to sign up for it. You have lifetime access. And so he's opening it up on the 26th, right after Christmas, for those eager people, because people are eager for this training because of what it's done for people in the company, right? So if you want to do that, you can sign up, pay for it, do it on the 26th. Otherwise, if you want to have the full-flown webinar where we get on and we talk about the results that we've had, what the training all entails, how much it costs, what the value, everything like that, that's going to be happening in January. So you want to pay attention to when he's doing that live webinar. It's always recorded, so you can hear about that. So you have two options. So 26th of this month, if you're super eager and you just want to do it. Otherwise, you can wait until January, and that's when the next one is going to start. Power Editor is technically an app. Yeah. You have to use Google Chrome to be able to use Power Editor. It's going to open in a new window. So you do have to have Google Chrome. It's technically a Facebook application. Power Editor is a feature in business. Yeah. So Chris is saying Power Editor is a feature in Facebook business pages. It is. You can look up Facebook business, and they tell you basic things about Power Editor. So you can always look that up on your own on Facebook as well and just get the basic info. So Lee's asking how much I personally spend on monthly ads and campaigns. So it's, I wish I would have written this down, Jen. God, I feel like we just went over all this. Why didn't I write it down? I'm so unprepared. But I went over this with Jen the other day. So there's 3 of us coaches who went over it, and we broke down in November how much we spent and what kind of profit we had. I know you unmuted yourself, Jen. Do you have something you want to say?
Well, I wrote it down.
Oh, well, let's hear it.
Okay, just a second. I know I have your notes here. Oh, man, where did I write them down? Okay, because I know you said you put about 140, somewhere around there. And then at the end, you make 380.
Yeah.
Is that right?
That sounds about right. So I think it was like 138 that I spent on ads, and then I total profited like 380 at the end. So it was about $202 that I made as profit just on commissions from my coaches signing up with challenge packs, and that was all coaches signing up with challenge packs in November. So I'm pretty sure, thanks for reminding me, I'm pretty sure for me specifically, that's how it was in November. There's multiple other coaches who, like I said, are in the training, and they, I exited out of Facebook. So they also posted their little stats because people want to know real numbers. And this isn't necessarily to say that everyone who's a part of any training really is going to get the same result, but it is to say that if you are committed and you're following and you're not getting discouraged, that there's potential for you guys. I mean, I would 100% say that following the training, doing everything that you need to do, and not being discouraged when it gets hard is going to be exactly what you need to do. So let me just find this post really quick for you, because I do think it's valuable, because people want to know, people are numbers driven, what's going on. So the coaches who started this, when we started doing it in July, there's 3 of us who posted our results, and I'm just going to read them to you. So let's see here. Here we go. All right, so the first one, let's see. Okay. All right, so Alexis is one of the people who is in the training initially. And so here's, this was in November. So in the last 30 days, she spent, in November, the month before, she spent $138 on ads. And that's, I know her personally. She's one of my best friends in the world. And that's on doing like page campaigns and sponsoring posts, dark posts. And so as for her return on investment, she signed up 6 coaches, all with challenge packs, which equaled $240 total. Plus, if you're familiar with Beachbody Policy, she got the Fast Start Plus bonus, which was another $100. So total, that month, she made $340, subtracting that $138 that she initially invested in the business, spending on ads. She made a $202 profit. And she signed up 6 coaches that month, all business builders. So she said, not to mention, all 6 coaches want to actively work the business. She cannot put a price on how this will benefit her income down the road, and she's confident that it will be tenfold what she has spent. She's already had a few of her coaches sell challenge packs and even sign up their own coaches to reach Emerald. So that's what she had reached that month. And so let's see. The next one. I went down, I'm trying to see. All right. So mine was, in the last 30 days, I spent $141.35 on ads. I signed up 7 coaches from those ads, all with challenge packs. So they were $40 on the sale because it was 21-day fixes on sale. So $40. $40 times 7 coaches is $280. Plus, I also got that $100 Fast Start Plus bonus, which equaled $380 that I made total, minus the $141.35 that I spent, which means that I made $238.65 in profit. All of the coaches want to work the business, and one has gone Emerald, another is halfway to Emerald. Currently, 3 of them are Emerald. And I couldn't agree more with what Alexis said, that if you just keep testing these things and you keep trying them out, that these things are going to come to you. And so this was in November, and we started in July. And it did take a lot of time in practice, but now I consistently am recruiting 6 to 10 coaches a month, all that want to work the business, and it has impacted my business in ways that you couldn't even. I'm just mind blown. I know that 2016 is going to be absolutely huge, and I like I said, think anyone would be silly. And so here's another one last one here. Jessie, she's another person in the training. From the month of October to November, she spent $202.79 on ads. She sold 13 challenge packs that month from her like page, 7 of those being straight from her event, because she did an event, which was $520. So for the month of November, she made $318 from her cold market. She also signed up 4 coaches to help build her dad's team, who her parents are some of her diamonds, and getting him closer to diamond. And those coaches coaches wanted to actively work the business. She also made tons of connections through her like page because of that, and her contact list is growing so much. She said, I probably had about 30 more people contact me during the month of November that are interested. No, they didn't purchase yet, but they're people that I'm building relationships with, and I'll eventually believe that they will buy or sign as coaches. The training has changed my business for the better. I want you to realize it does take some investing in time, investing in yourself. I know we say this a lot, but with the messages I'm always getting, I thought I would share that. So it's just some of the, I don't know, some of the progress that people have made. That's all I have. Let's see. Okay. So, I don't know what I would say about the early bird training other than not. It's really depending on your lifestyle and what you have going on. If you're not somebody who's going to be like super busy after Christmas and you don't have a lot of things going on, I would say go for it. Dive in, especially if you're like super gung-ho about this. I would say just do it. If not, and you want to start from square one, you want to hear the hangout, you want to realize how everything is going to go, you're like a more step-by-step person, wait till January. It's only going to be like one extra week, so it's not going to be a big deal. I really appreciate all the kind words that you guys are saying. The training, as far as how long it is, it really depends. I mean, this time we really had to take it slow. Like, he really slowed it down because if people aren't getting it, because there's a private Facebook group as well, and there's weekly video chat hangouts that we do. And if people aren't getting it, he really slows it down. So this time we had to really slow it down for people. It started right after September, and it's just now ending. So if that helps you plan a little bit at all. Yeah, so you guys are making me blush. My face is hot. I seriously hate this. I'm like, oh my God, these peeps. So thanks for listening to me talk. If you guys have any other questions, feel free to shoot me a message whenever you want. I'm in really an open book. I work this business full time now, thank God, to Beachbody. And I'm happy to help if I can in any way. So thank you for listening.
Well, thank you for getting on. I have seriously, I think 6 pages of notes, and I already have 6 pages of notes from talking to you. What was it, on Thursday last week? Oh my gosh, I was so jacked. I told Joel, I'm like, why doesn't this start tomorrow? I have to start this. So you said the early bird though, that I'll have access to stuff right away.
Yeah, the 26th, and he's going to start opening it up, he said, right away. Because I talked to him the other day. I was like, so how is this going to work? And he said he's going to start opening it right away to people who sign up. He's starting a whole new, it's almost going to be like a brand new thing. There's going to be a new Facebook page for everyone who's starting out new, because it would be very overwhelming to put everyone who's new into the old Facebook page. So it's basically going to be like a fresh start. So you can start on the 26th, or he did the same thing, and I didn't realize he did this, but he'll open the first 1 or 2 modules for early bird access for you to start learning on the 26th, but then he'll officially start with the hangouts and the webinars and everything like that. He'll start that in January. So you kind of get a week of early bird access to the training. So someone like you who's I just want to get this shit done. I want to do it now. You can get the basics of everything, the 101 training early.
Okay, well, just so you know, I'm going to be bugging you.
Hey, girl, that's what I'm here for.
Good, I'm glad. Well, I really want to thank you. This is recorded, so if you want the link for yourself, too, to share with your team, let me know. So I just want to thank you and just say goodnight. And, man, this was so awesome. Thank you so much. This has me so jacked for 2016. So, yeah. Yay.
We're going to the top, Mama Jen.
That's what we will. I'm excited. I just told Lee that tonight. I said the last time I have ever said a year was going to be my year was the year that Reese was born. And he was actually born the first day of that year, and we adopted him. So that was the last time I've ever said that. And for some reason I said it this year, and my husband was like, you realize you haven't talked like that since we adopted Reese. So, yeah, so it must be a good sign. So we'll see.
We got this.
Yeah. All right. Well, you guys all have a good night. I'm going to stop the recording and then I'll get it uploaded. Hopefully it'll upload overnight because I'm going to bed. So, yeah. So thank you.
Yeah. Thank you.
Good night, everybody.